You and I encounter unique challenges as 21st century Americans, and one major difficulty is found in the realm of mixed messages. In this post-9/11 era, we've all been told, if you see something, say something. But what happens when we see something suspicious and react accordingly, but it fails to fit the politically correct preaching of our president? Consider what just happened in Irving, Texas. On Monday, a 14-year-old student at MacArthur High School named Ahmad Mohammed brought a suspicious-looking device to school. It was a clock he built, but a concerned teacher wasn't taking any chances. The principal responded. In turn, the cops were called. And, well, we'll let the student explain what happened in his own words.
Right here, Transformers, you get what I'm saying here. But I made a clock. It was really easy. I wanted to show her something small at first. But I took a wrong point of it, and they thought it was a bomb, so I got arrested for a hoax bomb. No, I never said anything about I have a bomb, never. It made me feel like I wasn't human.
And there it is, the utterance that is supposed to induce paralysis among the politically incorrect. The young man said he felt as if he were not human. Really? Let's talk about human reactions and perceptions. On the piece of video we just saw, I'm sorry, that clock looked as if it could be a bomb. And if you're a teacher or principal in that situation, isn't it reasonable to call the cops? After all, you're responsible for the safety of all of the students at that school. So the cops came, they detained the young man, then released him, and our president, who never tires of preaching from his politically correct handbook and leading from behind, as in hindsight, tweets this out today. Cool clock, Ahmed. Want to bring it to the White House? We should inspire more kids like you to like science. It's what makes America great. Of course, fairness compels us to point out another White House visit. It was a little over a year ago when our commander-in-chief welcomed the parents of Bo Bergdahl into the Rose Garden. And the president probably thought it was wonderfully empowering when Bo's dad started speaking Urdu.
I'd like to say to Bo right now, who's having trouble speaking English, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Zayabayem. I'm your father, Bo. The people of Afghanistan, the same. Khalifa al-Thani, the complicated nature of this recovery will never really be comprehended.
What the president and the politically correct crowd failed to comprehend was that Bo Bergdahl was a deserter. And compounding the error was the fact that we traded 5 Taliban terrorist masterminds in exchange for a traitor. So, Mr. President, please don't parade and preen and preach the doctrine of the politically correct. At best, you're 50-50. But more likely, you're 1,000% behind the exotic, the eccentric, the easily swayed. In fact, Mr. President, the problem is this. You seem to champion everyone except hard-working American citizens, people who work hard, play by the rules, observe the law, and love their country. By the way, don't expect Kate Steinle's family to be invited to the White House by this president. You'll recall she was the young woman in San Francisco murdered by an illegal alien. You see, it just doesn't fit our president's priorities. That's something to remember when the alphabet networks, the New York Times, and NPR gush over the White House visit of the Texas teen who brought a clock to school that looked like a bomb. And that's the way I see it. Now, the way you see it via social media. About GOP candidates, Julie says this about Carly Fiorina. Carly Fiorina is as outspoken as Donald Trump, but more civilized and reasonable in her comments. I admire Donald Trump for his courage in contrast to the cowardice of our elected officials in Washington. But Carly combines the courage of Trump with a cool head. I'd trust her more in a crisis. Just one more to get in. This one comes about Donald Trump. Trump reaching across party lines, changing the rules that have been stacked against the American people. Corrupt media and politicians must change for America to be great again. That comment from Steve F. My final comment to you, stay brave, stay free, stay tuned.